If you have social anxiety, you've maybe spent years asking, how can I make this feeling go away before I speak, walk into a room, or speak to someone new? But the real turning point comes when that question changes to, how much of this anxiety can I handle while doing it anyway? Right, that's when things start to change. You're not waiting until you feel brave. You're learning that you can act while your heart is going crazy. What matters most isn't what you feel, isn't the anxiety. It's how you respond to those feelings. What we're looking for is this core attitude shift. But what does that actually look like? So let's say it's before an event or a meeting or speaking to someone new. It's about having this internal dialogue. So this might be awkward, but that's okay. Feeling anxious doesn't mean that I've failed. It sometimes just means that this situation matters to me. Then you would maybe think to yourself, this is actually a chance to retrain my brain, to prove that I can show up, let things be imperfect, and handle not knowing how others might respond. And when you face what makes you nervous instead of avoiding it, you're showing it that there isn't actually a real threat. And over time, that exposure rewires your alarm. Anxiety has this strange rule. If you try to increase your nerves on purpose by showing up, your anxiety will decrease over time. But if you try to avoid the nerves or hide them, your anxiety will increase over time. Avoidance teaches your brain that the situation is dangerous, and facing it teaches your brain that it isn't. When anxiety hits in the moment, this is where the self-talk should sound like this. This is just anxiety doing its job. I don't need to fix it, get rid of it, or apologise for it. My only job right now is to stay here and let my anxiety calm down on its own. Your nervous system already knows how to do that. It just needs a little bit extra time to realise that this situation isn't a threat. And the less you fight the symptoms, the quicker they'll settle down. Every time you stay in an uncomfortable, anxious moment, you're showing your brain something very useful. These feelings don't mean danger. And the more you tolerate tension without grabbing a safety behaviour or avoiding, the stronger your genuine confidence will grow. Not a fake confidence, like a real confidence that comes from knowing that even when I feel anxious, I can handle it. And that takes a lot of courage. It's not easy to willfully tolerate anxious feelings, but being willing to show up as you are, which could be awkward, stressed, tired, that willingness is what slowly dissolves the fear. That's what increases our confidence over time. Then after social situations, instead of analysing every detail and replaying all the embarrassing stuff you think you did, try to tell yourself this: I was anxious, but I still showed up. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't a disaster either. The feelings were loud and super intense, but they eventually passed. And every time you walk through a fear instead of around it, you collect proof. Proof that anxiety spikes and then always fades. The strange paradox with social anxiety, or any type of anxiety, is the more you allow yourself to feel anxious, the less anxious you will become. Not because you've learned to control it, but because you've stopped treating those sensations like a problem. The anxiety becomes background noise and it's no longer controlling your life. To give an overview, you'll know your relationship to anxiety is changing when the anxiety symptoms show up and don't automatically mean something bad. They don't control your behaviours anymore. You're willing to be seen imperfectly, and you even welcome chances to practice feeling anxious. So here's the full cycle at a glance. Before, reframe these nerves as information, not failure. During, allow the sensations, stay present and keep going. After, reflect, notice the fear passing and give yourself credit for showing up. And over time, symptoms lose meaning. You can feel the fear and keep moving forward. You're not trying to become someone who doesn't feel anxious. You're becoming someone who feels anxious and shows up anyway.